Hello everyone, welcome to this channel. As promised earlier, we want to look at groundwater and know what it's used for and all. So when it comes to groundwater, a lot of people confuse it with boreholes, but boreholes are not groundwater. You know, boreholes are not groundwater. Groundwater is different from boreholes. Now, when we talk about boreholes, boreholes are just holes that are drilled in the earth just to have access to groundwater. That's so the main purpose of groundwater of boreholes. So boreholes may come in different form. We have the hand dug wells and then the drilled ones, the one that we use drilling machines to drill, and the drilling to have different forms, which in general terms are related to their depth at which they can go. The drilling rig especially. Um, so groundwater is basically water that occurs in the earth under the earth surface. So when it comes to location of water, we have generally two types. We have the surface water and subsurface water. The surface water can be the rivers, the streams, the lakes, the ocean, and the rest. The ones that occur on surface of the earth. You know, and when it comes to groundwater or the surface water, we have groundwater generally. So those are the two basic or general locations, types of water when it comes to their location or where we can find them. So as I mentioned earlier on, groundwater is found subsurface. So we exploit groundwater through drilling of wells. It can be a hand dug that's using manpower, chisel, hammer, and the rest to remove the soil so that we can get access to the groundwater. Or we can use a drilling rig to drill and get and have access to groundwater by exploiting it. So the wells or the boreholes are just a path through which we exploit groundwater. We have access to this groundwater. So boreholes, as I said earlier, are not water or it's not water. Now, when we talk about groundwater is basically water that is inside the surface of the earth. I mean, just below the surface of the earth. They are just below the surface of the earth. So they are found underground, under our feet. So technically, we will say that boreholes are um, water that, or it's occurrence of water through infiltration and percolation via precipitation. When we talk about infiltration and percolation are very, very close. The only distinction is that when infiltration stops, and so when it rains, the water falls to the surface of the earth, and some gets inside the earth through infiltration. Infiltration, like they seep through, the pores of the earth, and then they get to the earth surface. But at a point, it percolates. I mean, the percolation is just another term of infiltration, but in a deeper, like in the deeper depth of the well or of the earth. So when it starts from there, it gets to the water table. That is where we locate our water, groundwater. So with this, we can say that the main source of groundwater, the main source, there are other sources of groundwater, but the main source of groundwater is rainfall. That's technically what we call precipitation. So rains fall, they get to the surface of the earth. Some will infiltrate into the earth or underground, and some will also run off. So in doing so, the one which infiltrates and gets inside the earth, they get to a place or a level called the groundwater table or below it, and that is where they are stored. And when you drill the earth or you dig the earth to that level, you have access to your groundwater. So I think you end it here, and tomorrow too we'll continue about the processes or what happens through that process, and then where we get to with this um, with this water. So I'll end with you here. When we'll do another video on the processes. Thank you.